Thank you, Corey. Back in the chat room here with Laura and Susanna. And Laura Schwartz is part of a great event for women tonight. Go Red for Women. It's an event in St. Charles talking about heart disease and stroke and identifying the signs, right?
The American Heart Association does just an incredible job in both research and funding and awareness. And today is the Suburban Go Red for Women luncheon, and we'll be talking about heart disease because, Susanna, it's still the #1 killer of women. In fact, 1 in 3 women that will die this year will die of heart disease. So it's all about getting the information out there. Women have different warning signs than men when it comes to heart attacks. You know, you hear the tightness of chest and the pain in the arms, but women also have jaw pain, back pain, vomiting, nausea, all things that are indicators for heart attacks in women, not necessarily men.
I also want to talk about stroke because anyone who's had someone in their family impacted by this knows that it seems to come on all of a sudden and everyone thinks, oh gosh, we didn't even know. But this is an interesting acronym you passed along to us from the organization. It's called FAST, and it helps people identify among your friends and family, loved ones, what the early signs are. Let's go through it here.
Well, May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and this is a free app at heart.org called FAST. F stands for face drooping. If somebody's face just doesn't seem quite right, ask them to smile. If one side goes up and one side doesn't, that's a warning sign.
Interesting.
Arms raising. If you ask them to, if they have trouble with their dexterity for a while, ask them to raise their arms above their head. If one drifts off to the side, that's another sign. And of course, speech difficulty, slurring of speech. If you hear somebody having difficulty speaking, ask them to say a sentence as easy as the sky is blue. And then if any of those things are positive, it's T, time to call 911. And Anna, it doesn't matter if those symptoms subside, you should still get to the ER.
We also did a story recently that sometimes even in texting, a relative might tip you off to the fact that they are having problems with language, that even when a text message might show an early sign of stroke. So important stuff to know. The app, once again, is called
FAST, and you go to heart.org. And our Chicago branch of the American Heart Association just does incredible things here in the community.
Let's talk about changing babies' diapers, because this story has really caused a debate online. So start out with this Denver couple wanting to change their baby's diaper. Things got pretty heated because there wasn't a changing station in the Starbucks, this particular one, and they decided, well, we're just going to do it in the middle of the store. Employees got angry. This got heated, and it has launched a whole debate. So, I mean, where is it appropriate when there isn't a changing station?
It's funny because I think the parents here are acting as if getting coffee is a right. Maybe if you know your child needs a diaper change, maybe you shouldn't rush in line for the coffee. I think that a lot of parents use this kind of noble thing of being a parent as a way to say, I can be a jerk in certain social situations because I'm a parent. I don't think you should be changing a diaper on a chair in a public place. People are eating and drinking. It's not about you, it's about the broader public.
I get that. I've been in situations, though, like on an airplane, and places where you absolutely have no choice but to say, hey, I've got to do this. I try to put a little blanket over or something and try to, be respectful. But there are times when you feel as if it is difficult. It's difficult to do it,
And there's even a campaign to get more changing tables in bathrooms, and I think there was a campaign with Starbucks at one point, too, because people didn't feel like they had enough. And there's actually somewhere on the web that you can go to pick your places for lunches, depending on whether or not they have changing tables in the bathroom.
And it's true, they're not in as many places as you would think.
And now you notice that, where you never did before.
Always notice it. Very quickly, we just want to mention, because we made a really big deal of the woman who was robbed of her jewels yesterday, and we talked about this public safety issue and how police could, why didn't they, do something more. It turns out it was all a hoax, it was a lie. Joni Lum has been talking with her, and she said that it's a very confusing situation, is what she told Joni. She told us she found the jewelry and called police, and things were very confusing. I think there were some early signs that we all weren't sure about this, right?
Well, I'm glad to know that you can walk up and down Michigan Avenue in broad daylight and be okay.
Absolutely.
And I have a problem with the fact that she identified this as a group of young black men, that she's contributing. You don't want to create a situation in which people are afraid of a part of the population. It's not really fair to do that. So I hope she's charged. I really do.
You kind of hope they take this a little further, because you don't want to see that. Laura, thanks for sitting in today.
Thank you.
Go Red for Women is the event tonight. And up next, we're going to talk live with Robert Verdi about the do's and don'ts of cell phone